Welcome into the Kings Recap show after a breathtaking victory in Utah tonight in Salt Lake City on a De'Aaron Fox layup in the final second, 0.4 seconds left on the clock as he puts the layup in to give the Kings a 117-115 victory. Another very close victory against this Utah team after the go on this one got Kevin Huerter really hot to start the game. 3 for 5 in the first quarter, including 2 3-pointers. He had 10 points. Marcus Sabonis continued to terrorize the Jazz. He was 12 for 12 for them against them on Friday night, and then he goes 4 for 4, 9 points, and throw in 4 rebounds to open the quarter. And a 13-0 run opened it up for the Kings. It looked like maybe an easy night for them, but they held Utah to a 35% field goal percentage in that first quarter, 6 turnovers. But De'Aaron Fox quiet in that first quarter. We had just the 1 point in that first quarter, and then the Kings got sloppy in the second and third quarter. They got a little sloppy, and they got a little bit lazy. Actually, it was a sloppy start for both teams in the second quarter. 3 turnovers apiece, no points scored for the first 2 minutes of that quarter, and the Kings were still scoreless 3 minutes into that quarter, and then you get a trademark Mike Brown timeout as he did not like what he was looking at and felt the need to talk about it after an 8-2 Jazz run. 7 turnovers in that quarter let the Jazz back into it. The one bright spot in that second quarter, and the guy that kind of kept this thing afloat, Harrison Barnes, who had 13 points at the half. But the third quarter continued to be sloppy for the Kings, and they got into foul trouble there. The Kings let the Jazz into the ball about halfway through that third quarter, and after 3 quarters, we're looking at a Jazz lead, 89-82, 89-88. I'm sorry, was the score after 3 quarters. Then in the fourth quarter, and you could tell right from the start of that quarter that De'Aaron Fox was gonna try and take this thing over, and that's what he's been doing in the fourth quarters. He's been Mr. Clutch. And in Utah tonight, where the All-Star game will be played next month, I felt like he wanted to go and get this W for his team as he's in many fourth quarters this season, and B wanted to make a statement that he should be there at the All-Star game in Utah next month. And it was really right from the start. You had the turnover and a transition basket for Utah to open it, and then De'Aaron Fox comes down, hits a 3, ties it at 91. And another Fox jumper at 8:20 gives them the lead, 96-95. Fox ties it again at 98. Then one of the few non-De'Aaron Fox plays in the fourth quarter, which I thought kind of turned the momentum in the fourth quarter to the Kings' advantage, was Domantas Sabonis, an alley-oop to Keegan Murray, and a tough finish. He gets the and one on that, and the Kings take a 101-98 lead, and they never look back on the back of De'Aaron Fox, and 22 points, including the layup with just under half a second left to go in the game. Jazz get the ball down to the other side of the court. Corey Markkanen, who is just incredible tonight. He had a big second half. He gets off a circus shot that somehow falls. And they said initially that it was a three-pointer. It looked like he was well beyond the three-point line for me in all the reviews that I saw. But the reviews also showed that the ball was still in his hands as the red light went up on the backboard, and so it did not count. The Kings come out with the victory, 117-115. Double digits for all 5 guys in the Kings starting lineup, and you like to see that. Fox leading the way with 37, as I said, 22 of those coming in the fourth quarter. But really not a lot of help from the bench. Davion Mitchell had only 4 points. 2 points. Trey Lyles had 2 points, and that was it. That was the entirety of scoring that you got from your bench. And between that and some problems with some turnovers, as I said, in the second and third quarters for the Kings, and the Jazz really just doing a terrific job of capitalizing on those turnovers. They had 27 points off the Kings' 18 turnovers. Kings only 6 points off the Jazz 16 turnovers. That, those two things, the bench scoring, the points off the turnovers, and second chance points for the Jazz was really what kept them in this one. And get ready, folks. Get ready for another 2-minute report that will come out tomorrow where they will say your Sacramento Kings were screwed once again by the referees on two terrible calls. Terrible calls. One where Jordan Clarkson stops, then this track, KZ Paula running to the track, and somehow that's foul on KZ Paula. And then Laurie Markkinen just flailing on a 3-point shot. And he gets Keegan Murray to make contact. The most unnatural shooting motion, which I thought the NBA was cracking down on, but somehow he gave Laurie a foul and he tied it. That was all before the Aaron Fox layup and the Markkinen three that wasn't all transpired, leading to a 117-115 Kings victory. The refs tried to help him out, and quite frankly, the Kings tried to help the Jazz out tonight. But in the end, Aaron Fox was just too much, man. He was just too much. That dude is an absolute killer in the fourth quarter. And every time, other than the one alley-oop from Domas to Keegan Murray, every time they needed a bucket in that fourth quarter, it was De'Aaron Fox going and getting it. Like I said, three tied at 91, the jumper at about the 8:20 mark that gave him the lead, 96-95. He ties it at 98 later that quarter. And then after the Domas Murray alley oop, it was all De'Aaron Fox from there on out to finish with 37-22 in that fourth quarter and bring home the victory. And not an easy one, not an easy one, but this is a good Jazz team. This is a good Jazz team, and while Nick and I said on Candles and Rami, we is 3 to 6, Sactown Sports 11:40. We said that this stretch, these next 9 games, where they'll face 6 teams with losing records in those 9 games, is a stretch where they need to do what they're supposed to do against teams that they are better than, and that's get these victories, get back, make some ground in the standings here in this stretch, and they did it. But I didn't think that the Jazz, while a game I thought they should win, I didn't think it would necessarily be an and quite frankly, I'll take a hard stopping loss in the fourth quarter on a buzzer beating shot any day of the week, just on pure entertainment value. MC Calcium says I rock. Thank you, MC Calcium. Something read your username, dude. Something battle rap. Something battle rap says crazy ending. Foxto muscle emoji. And the as one addict says the refs were doing us dirty. I was reading a piece, like a profile piece on Mike Brown today in the at the Athletic, and there's a coach, an opposing coach from another team, who told somebody on the Kings that they know that the Kings aren't going to get calls at the end of games because of the perception of this franchise and everything that goes with it, and to try and draw contact and make things physical at the end of games because they feel pretty confident that they're going to get the calls. This is not a thing where Kings fans are imagining this or they're being crybabies or anything like that. The way that Kings are treated by referees is real, and it's terrible. And I'm telling you, we're going to get another 2-minute report tomorrow saying that the refs got it wrong on both the Apollo foul and the Keegan Murray foul on that Laurie Markkinen jump shot. Just two terrible calls in the worst possible time that the referees can make those calls and helping the Jazz stay in the game. Like I said, the Kings didn't do themselves any favors for 2 of the 4 quarters. The third quarter, the Kings were not good. Turning the ball over, getting the Jazz to the free throw line constantly, but the referees gave them plenty of help to stay in that game despite De'Aaron Fox's best efforts. Jordan says, wasn't that a 3-point shot? I thought it was. The refs, when they were reviewing it, they were saying they were reviewing a 2-point shot, but it looked like a three-point shot to me had they counted that from Lauri Markkanen, but fortunately, they, uh, they did not. That Jazz team, man, they put up a hell of a fight tonight. Was just just incredible. That was what kept them in this game. Michael Beasley, especially with 16 points in 31 minutes, but they got 6 from Kessler, who was also a force defensively for them, and giving some problems to Keegan Murray and even Domas Sabonis for some points at some points there in the paint. Another great night for Sabonis, though. Another typical double-double night for Domantas Sabonis, 21 points, 14 rebounds. And as I said, all 5 starters in double figures. I thought a really, really solid night for Keegan Murray. He got them some big buckets, some momentum type of buckets, some big spots in the game. And Kevin Huerter was the guy who kind of got things going in the first quarter. So really, really good, well-rounded effort from the starting line. If you'd like to see more from the bench, really outscored by the Jazz bench by a wide margin tonight. One of the reasons that Utah was able to hang around. But De'Aaron Fox does it again, 22 fourth quarter points. He finishes the night leading all scorers with 37, and the big one with point 4 on the clock, a layup past a couple of Jazz players to give the Kings the 115 victory in Utah tonight. 19 and 16 now on the season. They started the night in the 6th seed in the Western Conference. Let me just do a quick standings check before I get out of here. Let's see. With that win, now the Kings, they are in the 5th seed at 20 and 16, half a game ahead of the Clippers. Once again, 117, 115, 37 points from De'Aaron Fox, 22 in the fourth quarter, the game winner with under a second left on the clock. Kings fans held their breath while that Lauri Markkanen shot was replayed, but no good. And the Kings win. Much more on this win in the Kings all day tomorrow. Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross got you at 6 a.m. on Sactown Sports, 11:40, and then I'm back with the Cattle in the afternoon, 3 until 6 o'clock on Sactown Sports, 11:40. Follow me on Twitter at Rami is tweeting. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to the Kings recap show here tonight at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks. Good night.